What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, and we're going to begin going through a new album, Crush, 1985. Luca's not sure if she wants to join the party or not, but yes, it's funny, when I saw the album title, and again, shout out to Phil as well as to Seb and Han Solo, all manner of folks who've shared the OMD catalog with me, my first thought was the verb, the condensing and pressing together of separate entities such that they are dismantled, or the physical integrity of their structure and shape is distorted or destroyed because of this external pressure. But then the first track is So In Love, and I suddenly saw the word crush in a new light, and the idea of having an intense emotional, psycho-emotional, romantic infatuation with someone such that you have a crush on them, which can of course be more direct, meaning someone who's actually in your personal life, or more at a distance, like a celebrity crush. So yes, I don't quite know how to read the album title, and perhaps it might be expressed in multiple ways over the course of the record, but yes, as I said, when I first looked at the song, or rather the record title, I was thinking about the physical action of crushing something, and then when I looked at the first song title, my perception of the album title changed. In any case, So In Love, the use of so as an extender, or rather a modifier of degree, an exaggerator in that regard, so to be so in love also indicates perhaps one part of a larger expression. I'm so in love that such and such. But of course it could just be an indication of the level, the intensity of love. I'm so in love, you wouldn't believe it. So yes, I do wonder if there's any irony or underbelly to a phrase which on the surface of it seems very enthusiastic and positive. Let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is OMD, the opening track on their 1985 album Crush, and it is So In Love.
Talks of me,
kind of tune that gives me warm, fuzzy 80s nostalgia. It does very much seem more on the pop, like, hit end of their stylings, and reminded me of If You Leave in terms of some of the elements there. Definitely not one of their more abstract and experimental type tracks. So it really is interesting, even just up to the point where I am in the chronology now, hearing so many different OMD songs that span such a wide spectrum of more unusual and, again, really experimental or abstract type of tunes, all the way over to really catchy, memorable chorus type of foot tapping hit type of track. So, yeah, this one I would say is more the latter. I enjoy a lot of the sonic elements. There's those real angelic, like transcendent keyboard chords, as well as a faster, like note, note, note type of keyboard rhythm. There's the contrast of the vocals, which have a deeper sound in the verses and then go, I think, like full falsetto in the chorus. And then lyrically, I'm fascinated, and I wonder if it's all from the perspective of the same person, or maybe the the chorus vocals are from a different person in this narrative. Though I think maybe they work all from the same point of view. The verse vocals are interesting because they're saying things like, don't say anything, don't look at me, save your breath, save your time, almost as if they're being dismissive. But there is that line, like, just close your eyes, which, I don't know, you can read that different ways. Like, the idea that you don't have to say anything, you don't have to impress me or do anything special, just close your eyes, kiss me. So I feel like maybe that's where they're headed. But a couple of them are phrased in a way that it's almost like, yeah, there's nothing you can do. You can't change this dynamic by anything that you would try and anything that you might say to me. And then in the chorus, what was the line that, like, I can't believe I'm so in love with you? And that's interesting in itself, because if I'm hearing that right, being so in love with someone, normally you can think of many reasons. Oh, it's your smile, your sense of humor, your personality, you're beautiful. You could just start listing all the attributes or behaviors that have led you, the narrator, to the point of being so in love with someone. So if you're perplexed by, or if you can't really explain why, maybe it is like a crush. It's just like, oh man, there's just something about them. I don't know what it is, but I'm really enamored. So I don't know if that's what's happening. And again, with the chorus vocals being in falsetto, I wondered if they were like from a female point of view. Maybe that's just the distinction. And I think maybe we're hearing two singers here. Are we hearing both Humphreys and McCluskey? Is that right? Maybe I'm wrong there, but either way, I did really enjoy the catchy 80s feel to it. As I said, it reminded me of If You Leave, or maybe something like Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels. It just had that like 80s emotional ballad type of sound. And yeah, as I said, I enjoyed the different sonic elements, and I mean, more than anything else, of course, for people who know this channel, the moment that swanky saxophone came in, it just immediately arrested my brain. I'm a huge fan of the instrument, and I think it's used very tastefully here. So yeah, a top tune sonically, one that I can imagine would instantly, catch into people's brains and become a hit. So I wonder if this was in fact a hit. Though, to be fair, If You Leave is a tune I knew going way back, long before I started this deep dive, and I don't think I've ever heard of this tune, so maybe it didn't hit quite in the same way. But yes, a great opener, one that just, again, exudes a nostalgic 80s vibe to me, so I wonder if this album will have more of that feel, or if it will have a bit of variety and more tracks that are on the more, what's the right word, eccentric or experimental end of the spectrum. I should mention I did my first reaction to an OMD music video, and in fact I'm trying to remember what batch it was in, if it's still embargoed. I've been embargoing the video reactions I've done for 10 days over on my Patreon, just because I'm trying to get more people to join as full members. It really does help in that regard, so if anyone is considering doing that, I would mention it is very much a a way to help me here on YouTube. So when did I do this? It was for the video for Electricity, which I enjoyed for multiple reasons, as you'll see if you do go watch it. When did I do that? I did that. Okay, so it was more than 10 days ago, so that should be available over on Patreon if anyone who follows the OMD audio reactions would like to see it. So yes, you can check that out, and ultimately I'm looking forward to doing more OMD videos going forward. So I've been slowly expanding the number of groups that I'm doing video reactions for, because I don't do them quite as often as the audio reactions, and ultimately I need a bit more guidance in that regard, because when I do the audio reactions and I have album folders, I just go through them top to bottom, whereas with videos, not every song has a video, not even every single has a video, and then some, there's some background or context that's helpful to know. It's like, oh, well, she did this video first, but then she redid the video, and that's the one you want to see, and so on. So yes, I've done one OMD music video reaction, more coming. In any case, let me know what you think of this album opener, and I will see you next time. Peace.